Yeah. Still coming third. I can't even see on the little map where they're up to. They've got about a K left. We've got about a K left. I think third's probably a good spot to be hanging around at this stage.
If he's not running wide, it's all right. Or if he's not having to fight
Are you watching
anyone.
it? Have you got it up?
Nah.
It's on KO. You can get it straight from KO. I don't know why Flemington never. Oh, here we go.
No way I'm going to log in time for that.
Here we go.
Is he been battling with anyone, or has he got a clear run?
No, he's. Here we go. Come on.
On the straight?
Yeah, we're in the straight now. Come on. Go. Oh, fuck me. No. It's falling behind.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, no. Go. One. Who the fuck is this number 6? Oh, fuck me. It just fell apart.
Well, that was a shit start.
Willoughby
wasn't it?
is... Oh, geez Louise. That was depressing. I literally said today, Peter, I was like, I'm not putting any more horse bets on. That's what happens. I listened to the About Even podcast this morning and they bloody said about leading the whole way and he was coming about third. Yeah, he didn't even make top 4. So anyway, sorry guys, that was a horse race that I had to watch just before we started. So what we'll do is we'll get into the real stuff now. Welcome to Fun Fresh Footy with Pete Nash. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fun Fresh and Footy. Feels like it's been either ages or we did this not that long ago. But anyway, this is the podcast with terrible tips, great yarns, and zero editing. Joined as always, I'm Ashley Crab, and joined as always is my Maxville sweetheart, Crab Salter. I fucked that up a lot. How the bloody hell are ya? What's going on, bruh?
I'm good. I'm glad the day is done.
Yeah, I know. We've been toing and froing on the text message front, which is unusual for us, and didn't seem like you were having that fun of a day.
No, and it probably speaks to how much I got done at work today because I was talking to you the whole time, and then I also was like messaging Pernell, and he was like, he's like, oh, you want a break? And I was like, no, no, just not doing anything.
I just assumed you weren't even at placement today, but
well, you
get that yes. You get that on some days.
Didn't want to do anything today.
Well, we'll touch on your block at work. First of all, I just want to quickly do our shout out to our sponsor, Dr. V Energy Drinks. They keep the lights on here in both of our studios because obviously we don't have the one studio that we share, so we have to share 2 different studios. So again, we thank Dr. V. So it's 100% natural energy and adaptogenic energy drink. I've been practicing that word all week just so I can get it out. We've got our 4 drinks. Obviously, we've pounded Bender into the earth. I actually had a kamikaze today with my lunch, which was delicious. I'd also had massive workouts today, so it kind of gave me a little bit of a perk up. Brainstorm, which is good for keeping you sharp on your toes. And then our Siberian Rush, which is probably more of something that you would take before the gym, to get a little bit of a pump on. I also just wanted to mention something that came across my desk in regards to Dr. V, is they are now available on the healthylife.com.au website, so which is kind of like a healthware and supplement kind of website. They are actually stocking the product there. The only issue is I don't think that you can use our fantastic code on Healthy Life.
So I think we're more just acknowledging that it's on the website. Like obviously if you're making the Healthy Life website, then you're bloody healthy and it's good for you. But still, I would still go through the preferred method of going through to the Dr. V website going to the checkout, punching in FFF or lowercase, getting your 25% off, because basically why would you pay full price when you don't have to?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We just wanted to preface it, clarify that Dr. V themselves are branching out and they're getting their name out there, which is fantastic, which is why we love working with them, and the fact that their drinks taste fantastic. They are branching out, obviously, on other websites, blah, blah, blah. But if you do go down the original route, which we have been banging on, it will actually save you money. So
exactly.
Again, thank you so much, Dr. V, for supporting the show. We love your drinks and we love the slogan, be better, because that's what each and every day we are trying to do. And now that like Freedom Day and lockdown is like done and dusted, well, for now, I feel like I have been better, but in small increments.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations, Dr. V, for making the healthy life. You won't see me on there. All right, Petey, we normally at this time of the podcast, we run through the week that was. So today is Thursday.
The 4th of November.
Correct. The 4th of November. We are well and truly into spring now. It is like the weather is dog shit today. It's been horrible.
It was actually hot here today.
Nah, it's horrible. It's rained. I think we've got about 10 days worth of rain as well, which
I've heard that, which is like really nice timing for like the weekend that I'm coming back to Newcastle this weekend. So that's so good.
Well, when we were talking today and you were like, where should we link up? And you said Merriweather Bolo. I was like, oath, because that's definitely undercover. If we're going,
it doesn't matter. You could go there for any weather.
Yeah, but like if we were, for some reason I had in my head that you wanted to go to the ABC. And I was like, oh, that's like a dangerous game. Like great establishment, love the ABC. A member, I have a face mask for the ABC, but
also a member there.
Yeah, we're both proud members of the club. However, it can be outdoors. And if this rain bender sets in, we might be, at least we know with Merriweather Bolo. When you said Merriweather Bolo today, I was just like, oh, I haven't had a yarn with Scotty Hingston about, I think he was trying to convince me to like not go to work on Saturday just so I could come to the presentation. I'm like, bruh, I can't.
Yeah.
I 100% cannot do that. And I probably will 100% not be meeting up with you after, but I will be seeing Peter on the Sunday. And
yes,
I think we're going to a bowling club establishment, most likely Merriweather. And I am so friggin' excited. Wetting my pants with excited.
I've missed the Merriweather Bolo so much and I've missed you. So it will be a lovely link up.
I know I was feeling a bit yesterday. So I went through like my phone to try, because we don't actually have a lot of photos of each other like together.
I know. Not for how much we hang out.
I have lots of like weird, really fucking weird screenshots of you doing like fucked up things, which I've actually decided for when we do like our hot topics post, I'm just going to like pretty much put up your disgusting screenshots with the question box down the bottom. And then obviously if I can find a disgusting one of myself as well, I will throw myself under the bus. I had to throw my work bender one in there because I was like, I need to discuss this work bender in great depth. So do you want to run me through your week before I just continue dribbling on with crap?
Yeah, my week's been good. Just been at placement. Haven't really done too much, if I'm honest. There's been a big film crew. I was part of a short film this week. And I was thinking they were like, oh, there's a crew, they're going to come in, film you doing whatever, like doing your work, getting into it. I was like, yeah, sweet. Thinking it was just like, they were like, oh, it's the uni's making the movie. And I was like, yeah, sweet. It'd just be like a little C grade, like bloody terrible film.
But they've come in with like the big cameras and like the big things down the front, like the big
with the backpack that like goes over here, the big sound things with the fluffy bit on them. They've got white sheets up everywhere. They're like, there's a film crew of about 7 or 8 people.
What are they filming?
Yeah, like me and the girl I'm working with, just like going, and it was like it took all day yesterday and then a half day today.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
It was very
They
intense.
were filming shit at Tomago the other day as well. And I was just like, I, for the love of God, hope that they do not bother walking all the way up to Potline 3 because I do not want to be filmed today.
It was like hectic production value. Like there was a lot going into it. Like it was.
When do we get to see the film? Like when is all the editing?
Well, we'll share it when it happens because or something. I'll show you at least. It's going to be a big movie. I don't know if you've seen like the video, like Tamana Tahu doing the concussion thing. Concussion research, or there's the guy that researching the frogs. These blokes apparently did that as well, and it's like all very intense. And then actually the funniest thing was I was doing this bit in the arvo and they were like just taking still shots and I didn't hear him, but the girl I was working with, my educator, and then they were like, oh, did you hear what they were saying when they were taking the pictures of you? And I was like, nah. And they were like, oh, they were saying, oh, you need to make sure it comes from this way and it's got this whatever lighting because this one's the billboard one.
You're going on a billboard?
Maybe.
Oh my God. Like where? In Maxville or just we're not
sure? No, Newcastle.
Oh my God.
It would be.
Look, I know this is going to sound very vain and up myself, but I've always wanted to be the face of something. And unfortunately it's this podcast, but when I worked in the bank, I always wanted to be like on the ATM or in the ads or whatever. So congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
If that actually happens, I am like, that'll be hilarious. Because I've seen the Tamana Tahu billboard. It's like when you come back from Katara shop. So I was like, oh
actually,
my gosh.
I think I know where, I know where that is. When you go up.
Near that roundabout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were like, oh, this is the billboard one. So apparently there's billboards associated. So.
Oh my God. And you know what's hilarious? I have been frequenting that area quite a fair bit. So I'm going to see your lovely little...
I don't know if it'll be there or anything. And I don't know what the go is. They might have even been like, this mug's way too ugly. We're going to get another one with the other girls. So I really don't know. But
I highly doubt that. I would be like throwing a concussion crab up on there for everyone to see.
Yeah, well, so maybe I could be billboard soon, but we don't know.
That's so
but other than that, just placement. I was just sort of not motivated today, but I think that was kind of because I am coming home for I'm allowed to come home now, so I'm coming home for the Greens footy prezzo, coming to see all my mates, coming to see Pernell, so that'll be good. And I think,
how does that work? Like, because I know we spoke today, you don't work Fridays, which I'm sure we've been over plenty of times. Does that mean that you'll have to do like a Tuesday to a Friday now, or do you just miss a whole day? Because if you're going back Monday.
No, I only ever go Tuesday to Thursday, eh?
Oh, fuck. See, I also thought that, and I'm like, maybe I'm just like not listening to what she says.
No, Tuesday to Thursday every week. So it's a pretty cruisy week.
So you have like a 4-day weekend every weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, fuck it. Let's let everyone know. I can't remember the date. I think it was the 19th, but I'm heading to Maxville and I'm going to crash at Peter's house with her parents, and we might do a podcast, we might not, we might just fucking bet on horses and fucking drink mangoes, because
keen for you to see the see good old Maxville.
I'm so pumped. What's the first establishment that you're taking me to?
I think we've just got to go to Bonz's, eh?
Never heard of it, but it's on my list.
Actually, just so I can showcase a bit of Maxwell, maybe we'll go and we'll have one beer on the balcony at the Star, just so you can check out the river and that. Then we'll walk down to Bonz's for a punt.
Oh, come on. The 19th can't come quick enough.
But yeah, other than that, nothing really. I think because, today just went so long, but I think it was because I was like excited because I'm like going to Newcastle and I was just like, oh, can't this week just be over already?
I know it's shit, but because like I just looked at the weather and having that yarn with Scott earlier, like I think we've got like 10 days worth of like drizzly rain set in. And again, I didn't realize that the club prezzo went from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 6, like a kid's birthday party. Because I was like, oh, I was considering coming after, and then I saw that it was 1 till 6. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely not going to be able to come. And
I'm definitely all maggot by the time you got there.
And I was like, and I'm definitely not coming after to see all you fucking Marges like carrying on like absolute flips.
Oh, I think that we're going to be too, like, I know good old, obviously all the girls are going, but I know good old Henna. I was talking to her what she's going to, like, we're going to be hard to talk to by 6 o'clock. So It's probably best.
I can't remember whether it was a prezzo or might have been the season launch, but that's when I linked up with good friend of the show, Hannah Hollins. And I got stuck with her for the night. And I remember saying to her, I'm like, you and I are going to be good friends, I think.
Yeah, she's a good chick.
I think we're going to get on just fine, you and me. Anyway, we did. We ripped and teared into the night, and a beautiful friendship blossomed from that. So I'm very jealous that I don't get to see all the girls and whatnot. But if you're having beers at Merriweather Bowling Club on Sunday afternoon, I'm even going to ask my boss if I can leave a little bit early if we fucking finish on time. If it's not like anything that happened last week, I'm going to ask to leave early and fucking race there, because I don't think I've been to Merriweather Bowling Club since pre-COVID.
Oh, I've been definitely after COVID, but yeah, it's I definitely miss the place. I love it there. Like, they're also warm and welcoming and everything. I've also hooked up a little bevy tomorrow, Arvo, with good friend of the show, Brooke Walklate.
Oh, Brooke Walklate, miss her. Actually, I rang her the other day. I was so bored in the crane, and ended up chewing her ear off for like half an hour on the when I was like driving the crane. Just been like, hey, bro, what's going on? Miss you, love you. Actually, shout out to Brooke. She hooked me up with this Mad NFL jersey that's it's super big on me. I for some reason thought it was like the Denver Broncos, but a little bit more research. I'm pretty sure it's the Chicago Bears, which is conflicting because I'm going for the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend, and that's who they play. So if I get naked during the hot tips section because I got to take this jersey off, I'm just pre-warning everyone. All right, do you want me to tell you about my week?
I'd love to. I've been rambling for ages.
Well, I can't really remember when we did this podcast last. It would have been after my birthday. So
it was a Tuesday.
After my birthday, I honestly can't really remember what I did. My computer is all fixed, which is fantastic, because when I went to edit it last week, I uploaded it and fucking the song that plays at the end was playing for like 2 minutes at the start, and we were like full having a conversation.
Oh my gosh.
But then they're like, all I do is win was just like playing in the background, and I'd already uploaded it to Spotify, and I'm like, fuck, I couldn't see anything on the screen. But anyway, the computer screen is fixed. Now that I'm 28, I'm hoping that shit like this doesn't happen anymore. What else have I written down? I didn't pick a single Melbourne Cup winner. When we go through our accountability section of betting, I'll go through some other crap that I may or may not have won. But my work bender this week was honestly so fucked. It was there aren't words to describe it. Every single day there was something catastrophic, without sounding too dramatic, that happened. And so I finished, what day is it today?
Thursday, the 4th of November.
I must have finished Tuesday morning or something, and then come home, had a little nap. Oh yeah, Tuesday morning, because it was the cup day. I was meant to go and have a beer with one of my work friends. I did not move from my front lounge room all day. I just laid on the floor. I cried, and I had increments of crying every maybe 30 minutes. I think my mum was getting sick of me going up and asking for a hug. I have no idea what was wrong with me. I haven't had a post-work bender good cry for a while. So I think I'm all dried out.
Yeah, it helps to just have one sometimes.
I don't know. I just had a full mental breakdown, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And I just think I was so physically exhausted from that block. Felt a bit shitty yesterday, but anyway, I'm back in the gym, ripping and tearing, trying my hardest to try and do some conditioning and shit. I'm going to do laps. I was talking to good friend of the show, Brooke Walklate, about doing laps and whatnot. So I'm going to get up early tomorrow and do some swims. I'm just want to make it clear on the podcast, I am not a good swimmer by any means. I'm not a fish. So I'm going to aim for 500 meters, see how I'm feeling, and obviously how long it takes me to do it.
Big 10 laps.
Yeah, big 10 laps. I'd love to pump out a K, but honestly, I don't think my lungs or my fucking body is so sore from my workout yesterday.
You got to set achievable goals. Just aim for the 500, and then if you do more, then it's that's a good.
Well, that's it. That's why I'm like, I'll start at 500 and just sort of gauge where I'm at. Other than that, like my weekend, I worked all weekend. I had a chilled Saturday night. Me and Big Lil went and did some conditioning on Saturday morning, which that was like a turning point where I'm like, all right, the vape needs to go. Even though I've gone and bought another one. But that was only because I knew you were coming down, and I was like, oh well, I need it. I need it for like our event. It'd be rude to turn up. It's like going to someone's house for a dinner party and not like bringing like, I don't know,
bring a plate,
flowers or a plate or something. If I didn't bring a vape to the Merriweather Bowling Club, like it just looks tacky and rude on me.
You know what? It would kind of be like that time that Brooke Walkley, I feel like she's gotten a million mentions, but it'd be kind of like that time she bought fucking 2 longies to a 2-day bender.
Yeah, she brought a 3-pack of Browns to a bender, and that
literally lasted for like 2 days.
She was like, "Oh, I didn't realize we were like going to do this," and I was like, "Well, yeah, happily drank all the fucking cruises that we got." Yeah, fucking long legs sat in the esky all night. But anyway, yeah, so it's the same analogy of bringing long necks to a bender, not bringing a vape to a friend's coming home party. Other than that, I got my hair done for the first time. I haven't really I've done like a conditioning session and a disgusting leg session today. So my hair actually wasn't worth showing off, but it's nice and blonde. So you'll just have to like use your imagination, because I chucked a hat on because it was
Were you back at Lux?
Went back to Lux with the girls.
Love that.
They're so like fun and just like bubbly and carrying on. And so shout out to Lux at New Lambton. I think, where are they? Elder Street?
Something like that. They're the main street of Lambton anyways.
Yeah, main street of Lambton or New Lambton. One of the two. Good fun bunch of girls in there. They definitely kept me giggling and very well hydrated while I was there. So yeah, other than my fucked week at work, like that's pretty much like all I've done. I'm back PTing. I don't know whether I mentioned that last week. So that's kind of been fun. I don't know. I've felt a bit I've been looking forward to this, having a catch up and whatnot. But yeah, those first 2 days, I just really had to like drag my ass around and find my motivation again. But anyway.
Yep.
It's back.
But you're there. And we're doing this and it's nearly the weekend. I mean, you're going to work, but like still.
I'm going back to the hellhole that is Tomago.
But you get to see me, so
I get to see you Sunday, and I will be telling my boss that I need to leave early because I have a friend coming down that has been away, and you know what? If he doesn't like it, I'm going to say, better bring up some notable mentions.
Is that what you're going to say to him?
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say I need to bring up some notable mentions, and yeah.
And me having to leave is one of them.
And me, yeah, that notable mention is me. Gotta go. Bye. Now, I don't know about you, but I've got like a fuckload. And mine are like all dribbly as.
I got a fair list, but I don't mind who goes first.
Well, I'll quickly like scoot through mine. We might have a couple of the same.
Probably do.
Greg Inglis to the Maxville Eagles. Now, did you get that hot tip in from a friend of the show, Naomi?
I've actually known that for like a couple months.
Oh, fucking keeping secrets from us.
Well, I don't know. So I kind of thought it was common knowledge because everyone was like sending me the little tile that was like, oh, you know, Greg Inglis signs. And I was like, oh, I kind of thought everyone knew that. I guess it's just in Maxville, everyone knew that.
It must have just been a Maxville thing because I had no idea.
Yeah, so he's here, captain coach situation, I believe. And also this is one that's sort of not fully about, but obviously Sam Burgess is coaching Arara, which if you don't know where Arara is, it's about 30 minutes north of Maxville. And there's kind of like speculation. Everyone's kind of hoping he will do the bit of the captain coach situation, which would be mad for local games. Like Arara v Maxville will have a massive crowd if that happens.
That would be fucking sick. That would be sick. I will definitely be coming up for that. But didn't both of those players medically retire from the NRL?
Yeah. So I think.
So how do they get around that? Like, what's the loophole?
I think Inglis might be out of his contract now, or something.
Oh, because he went over to play Super League, didn't he?
He was going to, but he didn't go to that in the end. He's, I think, out of his contract now. Sam Burgess, I think that's the reason why it's like, oh, he might just be coaching because, you know, there is a bit of hoo-ha about it. But at the end of the day, we were saying this. What do you like when players medically retire? Obviously, they're not fit for NRL, but most of them are fine to play just footy. Like they'd be able to play.
That's exactly what I'm asking. So what's the loophole when it comes to regular?
I don't know exactly, but there should be a system is what we're saying. If they're fit enough to play some sort of footy, there should be a system where they go home and have like a season with whatever town they grew up in.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Like, I think that's fantastic.
How much better for the game would that be? Like, say, whoever medically retires, like Greg Inglis has, then goes back and plays where they grew up. Like, how good for the game would that be?
Yeah,
just getting all these,
like, just local footy. Like, it'd be sick. And regardless of whether it's in a captain coach role or even just a captain or I'm not a captain, sorry, a coaching or just coaching staff or something like that's awesome.
Yeah, it would build the game. So yeah, hopefully something like that sort of builds from it. But yeah, it's mad that he's coming back, and hopefully Sammy Burgess does take the field, even though there'll probably be issues with it. But
Sam Burgess just won fucking SAS, like crawling through freaking holes and carrying like 25-kilo tires around the bush. So
I think there was a bit of an uproar about that too.
He did like whinge and complain about his shoulder, as you would. Like I whinge and complain about a fingernail that I've bitten too short the other day, but like he won that, and yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, there was a bit of uproar, but yeah, the thing with Arara is that Russell Crowe like sponsors / like kind of owns whatever Arara.
Yeah,
because he lives up this way.
Interesting.
Yeah, and when he's actually been so good for them. I remember like a couple of years ago, Arara was in the grand final. He like paid to have all these like I forget who it was, but it's these famous people he knew all at the game. He got all these banners like up all through Arara. He paid for everyone to get in, like it was free entry. He paid for everyone's entry to get into the games. He had like someone performing, like he made it this massive day and got like that many people to the local footy. Like he's a pretty good bloke by the sounds.
That sounds fantastic. That just sounds so good for like local footy.
Yeah.
But let's hope that goes ahead.
Yeah.
And I'd be keen to come up and watch Inglis fucking go enter across the Maxwell Eagles white line maybe one day. I think we can organise that. I just had here as like a question. I'm kind of like going to bounce up and down between mine because we had Corey. Now I think we had a discussion somewhere. Corey Norman potentially to the Knights now being linked.
Yeah,
but then I also
there was
saw but then I just saw a post probably like an hour ago. I think maybe Bloke in a Bar that now Luke Brooks is 100% confirmed with the Knights.
Really? I haven't seen that. That's interesting.
So I don't know what to spread here, but that'd be cool if Norman went to the Knights. I don't know.
I reckon Normie would be like a good fit for the Knights. Like he seems like that would be his like style. And
Newy would just be like a cool like area for him to live in.
That's what I mean. I think he suits Newcastle. I'm not sure if Luke Brooks really suits Newcastle, but I mean, if he's going, good on him.
There was the yarn that Brooks wanted to go to the Bulldogs. Like that's where he
did. Yeah, he said that was his preferred team to go to.
So he obviously doesn't want to leave Sydney, but again, that's just speculation. That's just spread it noise. I haven't seen anything else along them lines. But yeah, so moving on. That'd be good for look. I don't mind Corey Norman, and like obviously big fan of like YKTR and stuff. So that'd be cool if he did get the gig there.
Yeah, that'd be hectic.
Another rugby league one I had was I read that Justin Hodges has now been of Brisbane Broncos fame has been linked with the assistant coaching role at the Dolphins, whether they're Redcliffe or just normal Dolphins. So
there you go.
Wayne Bennett going up as head coach, potentially Justin Hodges as assistant coach. So
not bad.
Bit of background, bit of history there. So that could be an interesting thing. I did read another thing and it was like, obviously the Dolphins aren't coming in for another 12 months, but they're like, whoever they sign first, like it has to be the signing.
A big deal. Yeah.
It has to be like, and look, let's just go off topic for 2 seconds. Who do you think they're going to try and snatch? Like, who would you class as a big player?
Surely they're going to try and snatch up. Like, it just seems natural that they're going to try and snatch up Munster.
Munster and Ponga are the two people that I keep thinking.
Yeah.
Munster and Ponga.
Because I'm thinking like,
would you want someone to build a team around?
Ponga's like friends are all leaving him. I mean, Watson's left him and whatever. Also, the reason with Munster is obviously Munster's on thin ice at Melbourne. Plus, he's got history with Wayne Bennett through Origin.
Yeah.
And he's a big dick.
Big dick motherfucker. Speaking of Connor Watson, guess who I saw looking fresh as fuck with their shirt off at Townsend Oval yesterday when I pulled out of my PT session? Connor Watson and Tyson Frizzell doing some like little bit of conditioning down at the field. Now, I was already in my car by the time like I'm trying to like look, and there was like some other chick. For some reason it looked like the chick from The Bachelorette, but it could have been Frizzell's missus. And I like, all I wanted to do was just go up and shake Connor Watson's hand and be like,
welcome to the eastern suburbs.
Yeah, we cannot wait to see you in the tricolours next year, baby. But I was in my car and I was driving and I was just like, it took me ages to figure out who it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were looking very hot and shredded and no shirt. And I thought, I completely forgot to tell you that.
Wow.
Speaking of hot and shredded and like just hot, this has absolutely nothing to do with rugby league, and it's not really a notable mention. It's just more of a statement. Now that I'm into the cricket a bit more, Stoinis is fucking hot.
Stoinis is hot. Our Australian cricket team has some rigs on it.
Yeah, so I had a bit of a hiatus with the cricket.
Who's your favorite in terms of hotness from the Aussie team?
Stoinis, 100%. I don't know if you've seen it on the Instagram page, but I did message him.
I didn't.
Still waiting for a reply. I could have been a little bit too forward in the message as well, but I don't know. He's just an absolute honey, and I was like,
he is a honey.
I have had my goggle box tunnel vision things on rugby league for the last 6 months, and now I'm opening my eyes up to cricket and NFL and even like a couple of like AFL players, and I'm just like, holy shit, there are honeys galore.
They're front and center, mate.
Fucking center.
Stoinis is a honey, I will say that, but I'm always my person. I love Pat Cummins so much.
Actually, yeah, he's a fucking cutie too. Actually, no, I won't even say cutie. He is a hottie.
He's a honey. He's such a honey. But yes, no, great looking people. It's been so good watching the cricket, but we will talk more about it. Yeah.
I have like thoroughly been enjoying. Well, I'll jump to my next bit about the T20. Just while I quickly go on cricket. Just the fact that Australia got their pants pulled down by England the other night.
The Ponds, yeah.
So that was just like such a disappointing game. I don't know whether we had like a segment or whatever where
I got up at maybe we should start doing cricket recaps, but we'll just do it in the notable mentions for now. I got up at 1 a.m. to watch it. I'd been to bed, set an alarm, and got up at 1 a.m.
What day was this? Because I think I was at work like on dog watch and I pretty much got to watch most of it.
I think it was like Friday morning or something.
Oh, no.
Or it might have been, I don't know.
Either way. I did see you got up, and I just thought, oh, you poor bugger. You should have just watched the fucking KO mini.
It was so not worth the like loss of sleep. But I stayed and watched the whole game, but you know what? It's fine. Obviously, while we're on cricket, we may as well say I don't know if we said this in the last podcast. I don't think it had happened. Or it might have happened. Either way, obviously we beat Sri Lanka.
We did beat Sri Lanka.
Didn't get up and watch that one, but yeah, got absolutely pants by the Poms. Joss Butler freaking literally made a mockery of us. He had such a good game, and we had a terrible game. Our batters were horrible. I mean, Finch got Finch I think got 40. Yeah, Finch got 44 or something, but Warner was out for one, I think.
Smith got out for one. Warner, fucking hot boy Stoinis. Is that how we say it? Stoinis?
Yeah, Stoinis.
That's how we are on this show. Duck.
Yeah. To be honest, the Agar didn't go too bad. He came in and slogged a few. Even Cummins came in and copped a couple of sixes. Basically, our bowlers batted better than our batters, which was sad.
I know.
And I was like, oh, that's fine. Maybe because our bowling order is actually really good. I was like, oh, maybe we can chase them, but they fucking had a shocker. And to be fair, England bowled amazing and they batted bloody amazing too.
Yeah, they just literally fucking, what does it even tell me what date this was? 4 days ago. So I don't know. Yeah, you're right. That was, I don't know. I never know what day it is. But anyway, they pulled our pants down. It was a fucking embarrassment. I also, just quickly speaking of cricket, which wasn't on my notable mentions, when my crane was broken the other night on one of my nights of doom, I was watching can't find it now, but it was whoever India played. They played New
India
Zealand.
versus New Zealand. Yeah, they got beaten by New Zealand.
And again, just got absolutely like pounded into the ground. I was like, this little shit, Virat Kohli, like I just dislike him more and more and more as like time goes on. I was like, you've just wasted all my money and you're fucking shit, cunt. Sorry. I can't beep that out. All right. Enough of cricket. What else did I have? I think I touched on this in my weekly wrap. I did a conditioning session with Lily the other morning and it was very hard and hot. I got sunburnt shoulders from the little singlet that I was wearing. And by the end of the first set, I was like, bruh, the vape needs to go. I was getting like the abdominal cramps. I think like the plan for Merriweather Carlton leading into the 2022 season is they want to like do strength up until Christmas to get the boys like bigger. And then after Christmas, New Year, that's when we'll be doing like all our conditioning side with like PAS and whatnot. And I'm like, bruh, if I don't start running before Christmas, like I'm going to fucking die. So I'm like, I need to start doing a couple of little things. She dragged me along for a 3K run yesterday, which was pathetic and dismal. And I did not want to be there the whole time, but got it done. And then went and bought myself a vape again today.
Shout out to workout partners though. I don't know if I've mentioned her enough. I feel like I've said I've gone on them, but shout out to E-Run. I've been going on at least one. I've been doing at least just like one oval conditioning session a week. Been going with E-Run on a Saturday morning.
Well, I think one's enough. Are you still training at your gym?
Still training at the gym, still walking or running every morning. And then just like at least one oval session a week. And yeah, it's like, it's just easier with a person that going with you.
Well, I was actually meant to do one with a friend of the show, Loris, this morning, but she got a little bit fucked around with work. So I ended up just doing it by myself and it was horrible. And I'm pretty sure I'm severely allergic to the grass at Townsend. Like my legs were like hiving on the drive back to Maitland. It was so gross. But yeah, I'm the same. I'm trying to train in the gym 4 times a week, at least do one conditioning session. And now I'm going to incorporate swimming, just doing something a little bit different because, man, I really did dig myself a big hole in lockdown. Another notable mention that has got absolutely nothing to do with anything, but Bert Newton passed away over the course of the week, which was sad. I think he had his leg amputated like last year or the beginning of the year due to diabetes. And I just wanted to like let everyone know that years ago when I went and saw Wicked, the musical, he actually narrated the show. So I had obviously a close connection there with Bert. I was a little bit sad when I found out about him passing. So Valet Bert, and rest in peace, big fella. I've got 2 more because actually one of them was one of our questions, our listener questions that I think we can dive into later. I don't know whether you saw, but did you see that YKTR Sports, so ICE, our good friend ICE at YKTR, has officially signed Brandon Smith, the Hectic Cheese, as their first sort of like sports brand ambassador for YKTR Sports. And he will be paid in crypto. So I think it's Ethereum or Ethereum.
Ethereum.
I don't know. I'm not really up with the cryptocurrency mumbo jumbo.
I'm not, but I know that the Ethereum is the one that you have to use to buy horses in Z Racing. So that's why I know the name of it.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I have $40 worth of Ethereum. So
but yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I had that in my honorable mentions too. It's mad that they've signed someone, and he's like a huge one to sign. I also saw a thing on, I think it was like the punters and dribblers page or something, that it's like how funny that when he was done for doing coke, like it was this massive headline. Everyone was talking about it, all the like newspapers and whatever. And as soon as he's like an ambassador for YKTR, getting paid in crypto, all this shit that's basically like going to get rid of print media.
Yeah,
they're just like not even mentioning it.
It completely backflipped on him. And to be honest, like I've followed YKTR for a long time, and then obviously when we got the opportunity to interview Ice. So if you haven't actually listened to our Ice podcast, I think it was like number 15 or something, go back and give that a listen. It's a very short one. It's not like one of these big old.
Yeah, and sadly we had a bit of it was a bit of like his internet wasn't doing too well, so that it is a bit crackly here and there.
It was crackly, but it was like good crackle. You know how you get good crackle on pork? It was the good crackle on pork. It was a fucking zinger of an episode. And so we actually got the opportunity to speak with Ice, and I've loved YKTR for ages, and we've actually got a little bit of merch ourselves. And when I saw that they'd hired Brandon Smith, because I had a feeling in my waters that they were going to try and target Kalen Ponga. I don't know why. I just think because
Cheese is a better signing, if I'm honest. In terms of a brand, I think he's a way better signing.
Much better personality. He's actually quite smart. Like listening to like the interviews and stuff, he's actually quite smart. What else? Like he's
just a bit of a larrikin, bit funny. Like I don't know. Like Ponga might be funny. Yeah, Ponga might be funny. I'm not saying he's not. Like I don't know the bloke.
Siri's just popped up randomly for some reason. Fuck off, Siri.
I don't know the bloke, but like he's not openly funny, you know?
Who?
Ponga.
No, I don't. Look, I just thought they would have gone down the Ponga route because like big hot thing. And Ice loves
with the youngins.
Yeah, we're in with the youngins, but Cheese is actually quite intelligent, like very into like the crypto market and stuff. A great football player, like you said, a larrikin. And like, if you look at the dynamic that's at that YKTR headquarters, they've had Corey Norman that had the barbecue scandal. They've had Chico Seguiaro who had like peptide fucking Asada scandals. Like the boys have been in trouble a couple of times. So it's not like it's something that sort of scares them off. It's something that they go, all right, well, let's relish this and fucking build them up rather than, and that's that whole YKTR sport thing. So when they brought it out, it was meant to be like, player to fan to player. I think I'm butchering whatever the business model is, but it's sort of steering away from the like modern day media of like Fox and newspapers.
Yeah, and also just like shitting on anyone that makes one mistake or like whatever. Like it's just like giving people. It's like you know, it's not the end of your career. They're just showing it's not the end of your career if you get done in a bit of trouble.
No, because we've all had fuck ups. Like we all do silly things. Fuck me, I do something stupid every week. I'm just hoping that I don't have these 2 drinks and drop my laptop again because they're like, oh, it's you again, which I won't be. Last one that I had, I don't know whether you had this on there. Very Elegant wins the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. So it was Chris Waller's first Melbourne Cup win, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that's the trainer. Sorry. I think on Sportsbet it was paying like $18, and that was a fucking good run. So I just could not see what was the favorite, Incentivize.
Incentivize. I couldn't see Incentivize losing, and then
I couldn't see it winning. I'm just like, no. I know that the odds are so short, and they were like the shortest since like Farlap or whatever. But I'm like, no, that just can't happen. And then when Very Elegant like got away and was like a full like length in front of Incentivize, because like Incentivize was like there the whole time. And I like you actually see him kind of look back and he's like, there is no one like near me, and just whipped her home and then throws his hand over his face and wins. And it was
good on him.
It was mad. So it wasn't mad. I fucking picked a whole bunch of like donkeys that ran. My Miami one came last, which is just a sign that I need to stop. I need to steer clear of Miami. Even the Miami Dolphins, like they're letting me down. That's the other thing. Oh no, I'll mention it later on in the show. But Yeah, that's all I had. So if you wanna kick
Well,
off.
I had I know that we talked about it between ourselves, and I think people want to see it. Adam Elliott and Millie Boyle are now out and official on Instagram. So after their little soiree in the toilet up in Queensland or wherever it was, they're actually now Insta official. So good on them.
Little pash in the toilets, little romance blossoming, and so wait, it's actually official.
I think so.
If it's on Instagram, it must be true.
We've said it a million times. If it's on Instagram, it's true.
It's an age-old saying. If it's on Instagram.
So good on the Lovebirds. I don't know how it's going to work though, because Adam Elliott has actually just signed a 1-year deal with the Raiders, and Millie Boyle plays for the Brisbane Broncos. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen there.
They might be doing something similar to what we do, which is Zoom.
Bit of a Zoom relationship.
We have a Zoom relationship, and like we've still kept strong. So
we have.
So good luck to them, and good on them.
Yeah, good on him. I also had that Kane Evans has gone for a 2-year deal in the Super League for Hull Football Club.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't even get to. I don't know, England somewhere shit and cold. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like look it up now. If my phone.
But sad we didn't get to see him fold some cunt in the NRL before he left. But good luck to you over there, brah.
Right, yeah, Hull Football Club, Yorkshire. So I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I think it's cold and like not that nice there.
Oh well, hopefully you can FFC some motherfuckers up there. And do you know what? As soon as rugby goes back, I will be taping my hand up with FFC and FFF on my wrist each and every week, because it brings a bit of fire to your belly. And
it does.
Ex-Chookies player too, so good on him. Happy.
Yeah. Also, obviously we talked about Ashton Agar coming in. That was his game. He obviously went in for Mitch Marsh. Mitch Marsh has been playing for them, which I thought was a weird decision. But
did he get dropped? Did Marsh get dropped for that game?
Yeah, Agar came in for him, and I think it's because they wanted him to bowl a couple overs because he's a bowler, but didn't matter in the end anyway. He had a few good runs.
Do you think he will be there on for the next game, but or do you think?
I don't know. I think Marsh is probably coming back. Not that he's had anything special, but Agar, potential cute boy, I thought.
Let me look him up.
I'll keep going though, because otherwise we'll be here forever. I also obviously we talked about England smashing us, but I just wanted to say we had 50 balls to spare, which is just embarrassing, basically. But that's all I'm going to say about cricket.
Cricket was very fucking dismal over.
That game was, yes.
Yeah.
The game against Sri Lanka was all right. George Burgess, sorry, I was looking at Joss Butler. George Burgess is playing for the Dragons now.
Yeah, we had a spread. I'm pretty sure if you go back through our Instagram page, I had this as a spread it like months ago. It was like little whispers that I heard, and I'm almost certain.
Fuck, we're on the money.
Who did you say was the hot boy?
Ashton Agar, cute boy. I don't think he's a hot boy.
He looks like Carl Barron, with the greatest respect.
I do like a bald person, though.
Each to their own.
Anyway, Rabbitohs have confirmed Cody Walker for another year extension, which is...
they're trying to look at extending him.
I couldn't see that it would have gone any other way. Like, I'm not sure who they were planning. Would have planned to play in the halves if they got rid of Reynolds and Walker.
Well, who's coming in? Taff. Taff will come in for Reynolds.
Taff, or they also have Lockie Elias or Elias.
Oh, yes. He was a hot boy too.
He's meant to be a young gun, and they reckon he's like pretty good. So it'll be between them sort of thing.
He played a couple of games, or maybe one game. I don't know. God, rugby league feels like forever ago now. And he actually had a blinder, but I'm pretty sure Taft's preferred position is in the halves for when Latrell comes back.
But when Elias came in, he had a blinder, so it'll be interesting seeing him fight for the position.
His first try was like a chip and chase to himself, and I was like, oh, hot.
Yeah. I got a couple more. So obviously Tyrone May's contract has been torn up over being a bit of a...
That was the one that I didn't say because I saw that it was a listener question, but we can delve into that.
Let's delve into it in the listener questions.
Okay, we'll save it for the end. All right.
So my last one is he's a fucking idiot. Our poor boy, Sticky Icky Ikavalu, has been released immediately to go to the Sharks, which is sad. But
Did you hear that?
yes, I
That
could.
noise?
It was sad, but if he's going to go anywhere, like he's going to love being with good old Fitzy.
We now refer to him as Big Dick Fitzy. And look, Matty Cavallo, many a time a star, many a time a Marge on this show, like equally shared between categories. However, Peter and I both fucking love that dude. Try scoring machine has the butter. What did Brooke say once? The slipperiest hands in the West.
Yes.
The slipperiest hands in the East. But man,
hands in the East.
He was a good fucking player and he was so reliable. And when I saw that today and messaged you, so I'd messaged you and then I sent you a backup message to be like, read my message, cunt.
Yeah, I know. I'd seen it. It was very sad. But yeah, we were having the discussion. Like, I think the Sharks are going to have to be our second favorite team.
You took the words out of my mouth. I think moving forward, obviously, Big Dick Fitzgibbon, our second favorite coach in the NRL, even though he hasn't head coached ever. We've got Hot Boy Nico Hines. We've got Matt Icavalu. Who else is going there that we might know?
Actually, interestingly enough, they've also signed Lockie Miller, who is Big T for the Greens' brother.
Yes, she was telling us that at the Greens picnic that we went on because he was an Aussie Sevens player.
Yeah, he played for the Aussie Sevens and now he's having a little dabble in league. He's played league before, obviously in his younger years.
He used to be a leaguey.
Yeah. I think he's from around this. They're from like Port or something, eh? Or Coffs.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure they're from Coffs. He used to play for Marlins or Nappers or something.
I'll just get that post up. So they got Matt Icavalu from us, Olympic Rugby Seven Stars Lockie Miller, Queensland Cup Player of the Year Jaden Beryl, and Aiden Tolman got a 1-year extension. So I don't really know.
Big Dick Fitzy is making moves.
Big Dick is swinging that big dick down in Cronulla. They got
the vibe down there. I reckon they're going to go well, and I'm excited to see what happens. I hope Fitzy can like whip him into gear. I feel like he's going to be good.
Well, I feel like he was like the defensive coach at the Chooks, but anyway, who cares? But yeah, up Cronulla. They are our second favorite team now, leading into the 2022 season. Obviously, we are still diehard Chooks fans. We will not ever circle or go against them. If it does come up a game, Roosters versus Cronulla, unfortunately, we will be going for the Roosters. We will preface at that. But yeah, that's notable mentions for the week.
I did want to just say, this is like wasn't in my notable mentions, but I wanted to ask you a question.
You're more than welcome to.
When I got home, I took the towels off the line, and for Mum, and I noticed like, do you hang your towels with 2 pegs on each towel, or if you're doing a load of towels, do you just do like the connecting peg that connects the towels on both towels like that?
So when I hang a towel up, and my mother like critiqued how I did it the other day. So apparently you got to take the towel, just put like about an inch over the line.
Yeah.
Peg. I was throwing like the whole thing over.
Oh, no. I don't do that.
She's like, you're not going to get enough wind flap through there to get it.
No, dry. You don't get enough wind flap through it.
And I was like, look, I wash one towel once a week. So.
But I do towel, peg, and then on this corner of the towel, I peg the towel corner and the next towel's corner in one peg, and then the next one, both towel corners, just as a bit of peg saving method. And then when you take them off, it's like 3 pegs for 4 towels or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you're saying. I had an ex-partner that used to do that with most clothing, and it used to actually grind my gears a little bit.
Oh, I wouldn't do it with shirts and things unless I was low on pegs, but with towels, I normally do.
The only thing that I'll double up on is undies, sports bras if they're not too thick, and socks. Yeah. Everything else will just get 2 pegs.
At Brunkingham Palace, a lot of the time we're low on pegs, so I just have to double peg things that I don't really want to.
Christmas is almost here. I'll get some pegs sent to your house.
Yeah.
But do you know what? When I was like raging on my last night of my work bender, I was kind of like, God, I really want to like drink, because obviously everyone works on a Tuesday, and my friend Dave, he didn't know whether he would be able to come or not because he's got a like 2-year-old child that he had to look after. And I'm like, I was so tempted to message like Jade or Jen and be like, girls, what are you doing? Like, will you come and drink with me for the day? But then
They probably would have been keen.
Well, they probably would have been, but then I ended up just crying on the floor all day. So I'm kind of glad I didn't ask. All right. Was that notable mentions?
I think so. Unless you want to hear the question in my gold lid, the quiz question.
Oh, of course I do. Please.
All right. The question is, Clive Churchill signed with which rugby league team in 1947?
1947. Wait, Clive Churchill himself?
Clive Churchill himself.
St. George?
No, it was the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Ugh, yuck. All right. Moving on straight away.
Come on.
All righty, Star and Marge, guys. For any new listeners out there, Petey and I review the week that was, and we pick a star. Star speaks for itself, and a Marge who is a bit of a dickhead, or it can be a thing, person, place, or whatever. I'm going to kick off just because this is how pathetic I was on my whatever day I finished work. So my star goes to Andrew Fifita. Now, I listened to the Ice. Is it the Ice Project or the Ice podcast? The Ice Project podcast with our friend Ice, who seems to be getting a lot of like
mentions today.
So he interviewed Andrew Fifita, and it was all about his playing career, blah, blah, blah. But remember during the season when he had that larynx injury, got elbowed in the throat, he was put in the induced coma.
Yeah.
Then it had like shit about like overcoming mental health. Like the poor bloke was like legit. He was in an induced coma for about a week. We probably touched on it during the show.
We did.
So he was in an induced coma for about a week, and obviously because your body's not moving, he had to teach himself to walk again. Overcoming mental health, because apparently in 2014 he was ready to like throw it all in. Then talking about playing for Tonga and stuff. Now, the story itself was so uplifting and fantastic. However, it was the worst podcast I've ever listened to coming off a work bender, because I could not stop fucking crying. I even messaged Ice and I just said that was the most beautiful podcast I've ever listened to, but I just shouldn't have listened to it after like night shift. So Andrew Fifita, for overcoming all that, and he's just doing like some really cool things out there. So if you've got time, jump on the Ice Project and give the Andrew Fifita podcast a listen. It was really cool. Even just like the playing for Tonga stuff, like, and how they built Tonga up as like a nation now that's like recognized in the World Cup.
Yeah, I have listened to it. I've not that one, but I've listened to a podcast of Andrew Fifita before, and he seemed like
listen to this Ice one, and if you're feeling a little bit have some tissues ready. Who's your star?
My star this week is me being allowed to come back to Newcastle to see all my friends.
Oh,
finally allowed out of the cage that is Maxville.
We were like so keen to get you to Maxville, but now we want you back. That's why I was like, that's why I even put like a soppy post up the other day. I'm like, can you fucking come home?
And it has been great here, but I am so excited to come back.
Man, and you're going to rip and tear with all the rugby girls. That's what I just said to Scott. I said, I'm so jealous that you are all going to be out fucking drinking yourselves into oblivion. Even though I'm on like this fitness thing, is I like pumped a beer and a spiced rum on air. But but I'm like, oh, I just miss Petey so much. And she did say like, let's do beer Sunday. And I was like, I will be there with bells on. I am asking to leave early. I cannot wait to see you. That is a star move. Shout out to whoever you're doing your placement with for letting that happen.
Shout out.
Who's
your Marge?
My Marge, look, I could do a whole podcast on this Marge, but my Marge is going to my work bender. So everything and anything that could have happened, I don't know. I speak to you pretty much every day, but like anything and everything that bad could have happened every single day. Like even walking in on the last one, I was just like, I just know tonight's going to be shit. So there's not even any point getting worked up over it. Shock, it was shit. Like shit just broke down. Like things had to get fixed. Like we had to like stop work to stop cranes to get fucking other machines in to move shit out of the way. Some poor bugger, like the crane stopped and he had to use like the safety descent device to like jump out of a crane, which is like my worst nightmare. Oh, but I'm just like, they rang me for overtime yesterday and I was getting my hair done and I was just like, nah, bruh. Yeah, I need my 4 days off. All right, who was your Marge?
I had a little bit, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe either between the Australian cricket team for that game against the Poms, but I don't want to bash them too much because I still do love them all. Also, it's been so wild here. Like every day that I'm at placement, it's like a perler of a day, bright and sunny, most gorgeous day. And every single day I'm off placement, it's raining. So that's been such a Marge. I'm actually going to give it to that. Fuck that. It's been terrible.
Yeah, the weather. I have a feeling next time we meet up, the weather could potentially be my Marge too. Because I had a look at the radar and it was like lots of clouds with rain coming out and little lightning bolts. And I was like, ew, yuck. Why is that happening?
No. Yes, I think that's mine for the week.
Well, that's Star and Marge. Star and Marge will be staying because we've signed a contract with Rihanna and we can't, like, we've locked her in for a bit. But speaking of Rihanna, now we've got a topic for this week brought to you by the people, and it is our top 5 pump-up music songs for any occasion. Now, I don't know about you. I don't even know if you've prepared for this. I have less of my list in my bag, but I've got it up here. I remember it. Okay. Mine's like super random because like I could have picked like a whole bunch of things. I didn't particularly go like for any particular like event, just more like
same. And mine don't scream pump up, but I like, you know, if you sort of paint a picture around when you'd listen to it, I think it gets there.
I'm exactly the same. Like I was like, some of these are just actually my favorite songs in the world. And same. I wish we had this discussion off air as well that like we wanted to be able to play it. I might be able to get some through like my phone, but we also don't want to get like sued by YouTube for fucking playing songs. So I'm going to start.
Sound quality is going to be shocking.
And yeah, to be honest, I don't want to edit them all in because I don't want to. Sorry, guys. Like,
you can just look them up or use your imagination.
What I'll do is Peter will send me hers and I'll make like a little thing to post. All right, I'm just going to go from top to bottom because I'll start at my number 1. Now, mine, I don't even know.
Fight.
Wait, you want me to go from, well, mine's not in any particular order.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go, I think I've done around the wrong way. So I'm going to start at 1. You can start at 5 if that's your least favorite.
Yeah.
So mine is Simon Says by Farah Monet. Do you know that song?
I don't.
Oh, I'll just quickly try and play the tiniest little bit through my phone. And again, if you guys can't hear this, well then, tough titties.
As you're doing it, what's the occasion? Like, what occasion are you listening to this on?
So most of these are benders.
Yeah, good call.
All right, I'm gonna put this right up near either my mic or my camera.
Get the fuck up. Simon Says, get the fuck.
I just think it's a vibey song. It's from Charlie's Angels too, I'm pretty sure. When he shoots Drew Barrymore out of the window. I don't know. I just feel fun and flirty and a bit when that comes on.
That's good.
Who have you got as your number 1 or 5?
My number 5 is Black Skinhead by Kanye. This is the best one.
I almost fucking had that in mind too.
This is like footy sheds just before you run out vibes, 100% before you run out on the speaker for everyone. This is a big pump up song. And it's probably my only like traditionally pump up song that I've got on my list, but it is a banger. So that
I was very close to putting that on mine as well.
It is a good one.
All right, my
next one.
My number 2 is if anyone knows me and they couldn't guess that this was going to be on my list, fuck you and you don't actually know me. 212 by Azealia Banks. One of my all-time favorite songs ever. I can only rap like the first little bit. I'd love to like add the snippets in just so we could like hear it. But like, yeah, 212 Azealia Banks for any occasion. I could be driving to work, driving home from work. It could be 2:00 in the morning in Peter's backyard and this song comes on. I'm up and about. I was in the 212 on the Uptown A nigga. You know what's up. Major.
Like you said, if people don't know that you like that song, then they don't know you because that
I saw Azealia Banks at Future Music Festival in like 2016, I think, or 15. I was so hungover, and that was the only song I knew. Fell in love with her, and then we got a little crew together, and we actually went and seen her at like the Enmore Theatre in Sydney. Again, 212 was still the only song I knew from the album. But man, I just ripped and teared, got blind drunk, and just was just like, I was in the 212. Yeah, love that song. Love it. All right, your turn.
Next one. This one is a very specific situation. I'm sitting out in my backyard at that old white table that doesn't exist anymore. You and Brooke are there. Brooke and I are listening to Sylvia's Mother by Dr. Hook really loudly, and you're looking at us like, are you guys playing this song I don't know again?
Yeah, I was just about to say it's going to be something that I don't know.
And it's like, it's lucky it's just you there, because whenever we try and play it with a big group of people, it's just like overwhelming amounts of bad feedback saying, turn it off, we don't know it.
I was about to say, I knew you were going to pick a song that like you and Brooke, like there's songs that you and I like have like our own thing with.
Yeah, definitely.
And I even have like the same thing with Brooke, but I know that you two motherfuckers have like these secret songs that I don't get. And I knew one of them would be that.
And we're always like pumping up.
What was it called?
Sylvia's Mother by Dr. Hook, an artist from the 60s, and it is a tune.
Oh God, I can't. I'll give it a listen later, but I can't guarantee that I'll like it. I could get on board. Who knows?
It is a good one. What about you? Your next song, what is it?
Again, so for like my list is so fucking random, it's not funny. But like these are all songs that like pump me up. Again, if you don't know me, you're a disgrace, but it is Anaconda by Nicki Minaj. I absolutely love this song. I remember when I worked in the bank, I spent a whole day with the lyrics printed out on my desk, learning word for word. It is actually one of my karaoke songs because I do know the whole song word for word. If you want me to give you a sample, I can, but I'm a little bit nervous now that I've brought that up. But Anaconda, Nicki Minaj, even just like the first 22 seconds, it's just an absolute banger. And I think it's an age-old song, and Nicki Minaj has just done fantastic work with it. What do you got? What do you got for three?
My next one is a crowd favorite, one of our favorites. It gets played on the hour, every hour, at every bender we've ever had. It is Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart.
That's one I didn't have because I was hoping you would have it because I had so much work in mine. I could cry.
No, it is a great song, and we are known for obviously playing it on the hour, every hour at benders. We put our alarms on for every hour, and it's like, I don't know if, obviously everyone that's been on a bender, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but time snips away from you, and it's a nice little way of keeping track of time, because
it's like, oh, the hour's up.
We'll play it, and then like it'll feel like 10 minutes and our alarm will go off again, and we're like, an hour's passed.
An hour's passed. Put Bonnie back on, baby.
I'll never forget the night we were in my backyard and we were obviously playing it on the hour, every hour, as we do. And we were all like just sitting in the backyard having a yarn. And I think it was you had two of your mates that actually like were at a party down the road from my house. Anyway, these ladies had come back to my yard too, and they were having a beer with us. And they probably were only there for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever at this stage.
They
and
came
our
and
alarms,
all our hairs.
Yeah, and then our alarms went off and everyone just jumped up and was like, and we like sprinted to the speaker, and these two ladies like ducked down, like, what is going on? And then we just like ran, turned on Total Eclipse of the Heart, started running in a little circle around the yard, and they thought they had joined a cult, I think.
I don't think we'd mentioned to them that obviously that was terrible times. It was a January night, and that was when the bushfires were really bad down south, and we were trying to use Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart, to perform a rain dance that would get the fires to stop, which was great. The fires eventually did stop. I think it did bring on flooding and then potentially COVID. So we could have potentially been responsible for COVID.
I think we did too many rain dances, and that was maybe what caused the flood. We did a lot, but I remember it actually started to sprinkle as we were doing one of the rain dances, and we just started like wigging out because it hadn't rained in ages. It was so dry, and we were all like, ah!
We were like
flapping our arms up and down and running around in a circle. We were like, we've solved it. We fixed it. We fixed the fires.
We stopped the fires. Oh, we did. We stopped. So everyone's welcome for that. Sorry about the floods that we may have caused, and potentially the COVID that we did bring. But in saying that, I didn't eat any bat or anything back in 2019. So
we weren't doing COVID dances. We were just doing rain dances.
Rain dances. I haven't come up with a COVID dance, to be honest. Oh, actually.
Maybe next Bender we need to getting rid of COVID dance. When we finish
this, one song that I haven't added that I want to quickly have a talk about because it's just brought, it's a bit of a COVID dance. Now, this song is a pump-up song for myself. I don't know if the listeners of this show, all 11 of you, will agree because of the artist, but however, it is a good friend of the show, Britney Sager, and I were reared on this song in our earlier 20s, and that's The Time of Our Lives by Pitbull. So you know the one how it starts where it goes, I know my rent was gonna be later about a week.
Yes.
I'll work my ass off, but I still can't pay it though. And that's not in a country version like that. That's just me. But yeah, that is a banger. Gets me up and about, and it definitely got Brit Sager up and about back in the day when she used to love and rip and tear. So I know she's probably not listening, so we might snip that up and put it on Instagram so she can see it. What do you got? 4.
My next one, again, if you know me, you know this is one of my songs. Again, played at every bender. I ensure that it's always played. It is Rich Girl. And not Gwen Stefani's Rich Girl, Daryl Hall's Rich Girl, obviously.
You're a rich girl.
And it gone too far because you know it don't matter anyway. Anyway, that is a banger, and I play it all the time, and everyone gets sick of me, but it is such a tune.
I fucking love that song. I'm so glad that I've gone with my like scattered list, and then you've gone with like the old faithfuls that like. So you've got the ones that like you know that we're gonna play, and then when we're all a little bit too bendery and a bit silly willy, you're gonna let me play my silly list.
Exactly right.
Because my last song.
Mine gets us going, and yours keeps us going.
Yeah, mine will keep us going, or piss everyone off, and everyone will go home, except for me because I'm staying at Peter's house. I'm not leaving. What is he? Jordan off Wolf of Wall Street. I ain't fucking leaving.
Yeah,
I'm not going. When I'm allowed back at the pen, I'm not going home. Now this is. I don't know whether this is a phase or something, and it's really only like the first 13 seconds of this song. But it's Gimme More by Britney Spears. I fucking love this song so much. Where she's like, it's Britney, bitch. Boom, 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 boom. I might have to add the clip in over my voice there because that was terrible. But if that does not get you up and about and ready to sort of get up off your seat and start dancing, I don't know what friggin' will.
No.
All right, what are you finishing on, big girl?
I've got one to finish on, and I think you'll love it, but then there's also one I've missed that I want to give a notable mention after I give my number one.
Oh, good. I've actually, now that you've said that, I need to write down the notable mention before I forget what it is.
So my number one was a classic, one of my favorite songs of all time ever. It's Nice to Be Alive by Ballpark Music.
I could have picked your whole fucking list. I literally could have picked your whole fucking list, bro.
That's because I make everyone listen to all of my songs. That is my favorite song, hands down. Like, it just shows you, you just think it is nice to be alive, and it makes me feel good.
I don't know whether I was a little bit too drunk the first time I listened to that song with you, sitting in my old backyard. I think it was you, me, and Flick. And I actually started crying listening to the song.
I was crying too, I think. It's an emotional song.
But I actually love that song. Like, it's actually it's one of my favorite songs ever. And I always think of you when it plays, and I just think it's such a fucking giggle that I literally sat out the back bawling my eyes out.
It was a real moment we had. It was nice.
For the first time, I was like, it's super embarrassing. I don't even know if we're that close yet.
No, it's a great song.
So they're my top 5 pump up songs for any occasion. Like, look, I could play them in the footy sheds. I could play them at pre-drinks. I could play them at post-drinks. I could play that day 2 of a bender. I just really wanted to give a notable mention to one song that is a pump up song. And Petey, I'm going to take you back. Now, this is how scat this year is. I cannot believe how quickly it's gone. So it was yourself, me, and another person were bendering out on a night out, but had returned home. And I have a disgusting bender video. I will not be sharing it to the page or whatever. Like, it's for our eyes only. But the Veronica's Untouched. That is that.
I know the video you're talking about. That was scat. I don't want anyone to ever see that.
All 3 of us just getting like pumped up in the, like, we're all like dancing like this, getting ready for it. And then as soon as like the beat drops, we're just like,
flipping around the lounge room at like 7 a.m.
Oh, yeah. I think you had to actually kick me to like get out of the house that day because I fell asleep on the door.
Oh, yeah. When I was leaving, Penel picked me up and I had to like move you out of the room because you were blocking the door to try and get out.
Yeah, look, I'm a red hot operator. Did you have one more notable mention?
My notable mention one was, and it is definitely worth noting because every time I'm at any club, I think that's why I forgot about it because I haven't been clubbing in a long time.
Oh my God.
You know what it is. But anyway, anytime I ever go to any club, I always go up to the DJ and request this song. And it is the song that plays at the end of this podcast.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get.
I literally skits out so hard on the dance floor for that, which is so embarrassing, but I don't even care. Like, it's the funnest song to dance to.
You're
and
that
I have so much.
that gets your notes up or your Spotify up and be like, can you play this, please?
I'm just like, oi, play all I do is win. And it's just like, for some reason, because normally I'm like, obviously on a bit of a high, feeling good at the club, and I'm like around all my mates, and it comes on, and I'm like, fuck yeah, all I actually do is win. I feel like I just win.
Oh, that was fun. And that actually makes me want to bender now.
Me too. Thank God I'm home this weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm not, but it makes me want to bend the elbow. You probably will get to bend a little bit.
Yeah.
On the old Sunday. If you're feeling up to it, I will come for a few quiet Cooper Vooners. Look, if you want to rip and tear, and apparently Jams, according to the hairdressers, Jams is open, and I'm more than happy to go to Jams with you on Sunday if all seems well.
Sounds good.
All right. That was our topic. So pump up songs for any occasion. What I'll do, even our...
That was a lot of fun.
Pardon?
That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, same, because it's like actually got me pumped up a bit. All I do is win. All I do is what? So what I'll do is I'll actually make up a little Canva list and I'll post it on our page so you guys can check out and you can decide whose pump up songs for any occasion is better. Like, to be honest, I don't give a fuck because I love both of our lists equally.
Same.
Now, we're going to go, I've kind of copied this from, I don't know if any of you, the 11 listeners, listen to About Even, but obviously because we're doing our hot tips of the week, it's always nice to go back and do a little bit of accountability on the week that was with our hot tips. Now, I've just got one song to play.
Cheers, Clay. I got the world at my feet and my toe jams nasty. Done good, just us. I couldn't give a shit about your corporate hierarchy. Done good, just us.
Fuck, I'm good, just ask me. Why is that? We got every single hot tip right last week. So what are we? We're like 36 episodes in. Penthouse Multi got about an average of like 5 out of 16 for the NRL season. We're 2 weeks into Off Topic and we get a delicious payout. So your cricket multi came off and my like random like whatever came off. So whenever we get a clean sweep, Figjam by Butterfingers will be playing in the background. So Figjam stands obviously for fuck, I'm good, just ask me. So that was like fantastic. Did you have any other like personal wins that you had over the week that you wanted to touch on?
Nah, I got on a horse at I think it was the race after Melbourne Cup, Rich Hips. I got on that and it won, but nothing too special this week in terms of winners.
Well, I didn't write
Actually,
down
I did. I backed a couple at Happy Valley on it must have been on Sunday Arvo. I had a few winners as well, but can't remember their names. I just was at the pub and backed quite a few winners. I had
Well, I got
Dad's mate was down there with us, and his brother was with him, and his brother's a professional punter, so we were kind of getting the good oil off him.
I love that.
That was good. He's actually on our veranda at the minute.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm in the right spot. The only other luck that I sort of had, I did get so on Tuesday, Randwick race 4, I picked the winner, which was Holstein, which was paying $19, which wasn't too bad. So I got a nice little juicy win there. And then I also jumped on Flemington race 10. Look, again, I'm terrible with names. Quantico or something. I was paying $7. So they were my 2 little wins. Now, I do have a little quick yarn about the NFL because obviously I'm a little bit invested in NFL at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. I understand the game. However, I didn't realize I'd be committing 4 hours of my life, my day to watch a game. Not that
very long.
Not that I was like, oh, God, like when is this going to finish? It was more or less like, I looked at the time and I was like, fuck, it's like 2:00 and this is still going.
They're very, very long games.
I had a bet on the Giants versus Kansas City. They played on Tuesday, which would have been their Monday night game. And obviously Kansas City were like in the grand final last year, but they've been playing dog shit. And like the New York Giants, like they had them for most of the game. And then, I don't know, they just shit the bed. Their defense just shit the bed like right in the 4th quarter. So they went down 17-20. Lost my bet. I was pretty filthy after that. And then obviously like rolled into Melbourne Cup, didn't win as well. So I was just like a blubbering mess pretty much for most of Tuesday. So,
but at the end of the day, our hot tips got up and that's what really matters.
You know what? I was so up and about. And like we got a couple of messages because I was like, fuck it. I'm posting this on like every avenue of social media. I'm letting everyone know. I don't even care if we just won $10. We won something. And
I shared it to my story as well of us winning, and I said who came with us, and I got a reply that said probably no one, they're mostly duds. And I said, well, we were just weeding out the loyal listeners. So if you were a loyal listener and you kept backing our tips, you would have won.
That's the thing. Like I actually get on your multi as well. Like, so
yeah,
we obviously put up separate ones, but like I jump on your multi as well. So I was just as fucking happy because yours came off. So I got 2 wins. But do you want to talk me through your hot tips of the week?
I'd love to.
So what did we say the date was today?
4th today. So mine are for some ponies this weekend.
Ponies.
Yep, they'll be racing on Saturday, the 6th of November. My first one is Flemington Race 8, number 10. Its name is Hungry Heart. It's paying about $10, so you got a bit of value there, but I think it could be a
Wait, what did you say? Race 6, number 10.
Flemington Race 8, number 10.
I can't hear a thing.
Yeah, he's paying a fair bit, but I think he's a chance. And then the second one I've got is, just to win. Second one I've got is Rosehill Race 10, number 1, Zoo Shack. He's paying a little bit shorter odds. Again, I think it's a pretty good chance. And that's my tips for the week.
So you're just going to go a 2-race multi?
I was just going to go the two separate, but you can do them as a multi as well if you want.
No, that's fine. So if you're just going to do them and whatever the odds are.
Just go separate for those ones.
Just so I can pop that on the page. Now, I've gone a bit of a weird old one. So again, I'd like to include every single sport that's known to man in mine. But mine are like super basic because I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit spastic with my around. I don't know whether I'm meant to say that on this podcast. I might need to bleep that out. But I find that I can't find my way around certain like same game multis when it comes to like other sports. So I've gone in the T20 cricket. I've gone Australia head to head. T20, I've also gone England head-to-head.
Who's Australia playing?
So
Bangladesh. I think it is.
So Bangladesh, and
Yeah, I
then
thought so.
England to beat South Africa on Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's money for
NFL. I've gone Pittsburgh Steelers, so 1-13 against the Chicago Bears. Now I think we just said that at the start. This was the Chicago Bears thing, so I might burn that. And then I've also taken an EPL game just because of the odds. Southampton to win, because they had juicy odds at $2.14. So that'll get you a $8.59 juicy cents. Obviously, we use sports bet, so you can power play that. And what I'll do is I'll put it on our sexy little Canva thing and post it to the group. And you guys can come with us or you can't. And guess what? Well, we were rolling in it last week. So if you want to hear that Figjam song again, which I hope we get to play every week because that would be great. I really enjoyed snipping that up. So I hope we can do that more and more. All right. I don't have a button for listener questions, but that might be a job for me moving forward.
You better bring up some listener questions.
Actually, when I come up to Maxville, we've decided I'm doing a trip to Maxville. I'll get you on the mic and I'll do the notable mentioned one, and then we can get a robot voice for you being like, anyone got any listener questions?
Yes.
Oh, I hate
Righto.
that.
Our first listener question has come in, and it's very fitting for what we've just been talking about. It says, how do you put such good bets on with crab claws for hands? And I mean, look, it's hard. It is hard. And it's taken a little bit of getting used to. And that's probably why some of our bets didn't come off earlier in the season, because our crab claws, it is quite hard to put on bets on our phones. But they're working now, and we have been putting on some mad bets.
Unfortunately for the guys that did jump on the Penthouse for at least 16 weeks, we do apologize in advance because, we are crabs. We're well-known crabs. We've been... we've submitted photos to Siblings or Crabs Instagram page of us because we've got crab claws, crab pincers, whatever you want to call them. We identify as crabs. And sometimes it is hard to put the correct bets on when you do have crab claw hands. It's very hard to do a lot of things. However,
it is. I don't know if anyone's thought about how hard it is for us to make this podcast with crab claws for hands. There's a lot of things that we do that are quite difficult, but
why do you think it's zero editing?
Can you imagine editing with crab claws? No, thanks.
No. It's hard. Look, I've had human hands before, but as soon as I got obviously the crab claw transplant, it's just as hard. It's like that editing thing's just as hard. But anyway, that was a great question who sent that in. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
We've got Heath_4 asked, are breaker balls in the shaker a wool pool? Now, do you reckon he's referring to like those little balls in like the protein shaker thing?
Yes, I know what he's spoken to because he sent me a snap of this and I was like, no, brah, they're not. I don't think that they are a wool pool. I think that he was like, I get lumps no matter what. And I was like, I think that you would get, I think that's what I said. I said, have you checked your technique? And he was sending the video of the technique. And I was like, I think there's room to improve there for sure. I think, and I said, look, if he was shaking it without the breaker ball, I just believe there would be even more.
The product up and down the shaker.
Yeah, there would be even more lumps.
So can I give my opinion about this? So whenever I use protein shakers quite a fair bit, so I am a big avid, I will give it a good pump. I will give it at least 20-30 pumps before I even go near it, to the point where it's sort of bubbling.
Yeah,
bubbling at the top. Because I find lumps of protein a little bit disgusting. Your container also has to be completely dry before you put any product in it as well. That's another thing. The only thing that I hate about those breaker balls is when you are washing up and if you've got one of those plugs that it can sort of screw itself into and you go to pull it out and you pulled the plug out. that's when it's like, you're breaking my balls now, bro. Like, just calm down. I just want to wash it.
Yeah. But in terms of I think that you would have more lumps if you didn't have it. And I think maybe you need to check your techers.
Check your technique. Get back to us. Like, how many shakes are you doing? If you're just doing like 5 to 10, I don't think that's enough. And you got to think about like a cocktail shaker. Like, I know this
I think
super.
I have a feeling he was also saying the concern about like if you're doing it at work, you don't want to be the one that comes into the lunchroom just fucking rattling it around for a long time. But I'm thinking do it out of the lunchroom, then come in.
Fuck that. Get your 20 shakes in as quick as possible. Like, put some elbow grease into it. You've got 20 shakes. You can see it bubbling. Have a look at the bottom. Boom, smack, done. It's easy.
Yeah, I think the people in the lunchroom will understand.
Yeah, it's not like you're bringing tuna or something in there. You're bringing a protein shaker. They should be proud of you.
Exactly.
But anyway, I don't think they're a whirlpool. I think they're a necessity in the protein shake game.
I do too.
All right, let's move on before we continue talking about protein ball shakers.
The next one is humans running the Melbourne Cup would be more entertaining than horses. Thoughts? I actually don't agree.
No, I don't agree. I also don't agree because, like, I love watching horse racing. And 2, how long is the Melbourne Cup? Like 3.4 Ks?
It's a long race.
Would you want to watch, like, I went for a 3.61 kilometer run yesterday and hated every second of it.
Well, like also we have the Olympics and we have athletics. I can watch someone run a 5K or a 10K or a 800 meters or whatever it is.
It's nowhere near exciting.
It is good. Like I like watching the athletics, but like the Melbourne Cup's the Melbourne Cup, and I just think don't fix what's not broken. I like to watch it how it is.
Yeah, look, we're very big on don't change things that don't need to be changed. Otherwise, like mental breakdowns could happen. So don't change the Melbourne Cup.
No, please don't.
I panic if like my normal like rice isn't at Woolworths. So if they started entering humans into the Melbourne Cup, I'd lose my shit. And I already spent the whole of Melbourne Cup crying. So if humans started lining up at the gate, I don't know what would happen.
As old men that have been living on this earth for 70 years, as old men, we don't like change and we don't want change. So we probably thank you so much for the question. I really do appreciate it, but we can't change
it. We won't change. And yeah, so look, you've actually sent in a second question, which I think, Peter, you might want to answer this. So what is a Marge exactly? I keep thinking of Marge Simpson. Now
is the question. We say it on the podcast every week. We say, it's a bit of a dickhead, a bit of a loser. It actually came from when I was on my schoolies, which was not much of a schoolies. We had a few underages, so we went camping at Minniewater, lovely spot, and we were there, and we had a few run-ins with the park ranger over paying our fees and stuff, because she was like, how many nights you been here? And most of us got there that night, and we were like, yeah, we just got here last night. But one of our friends had been camping there for a few days, and she went over she was like, no worries, took our fees. And she went over and took everyone else's fees. And she came storming back over and she was like, I've just found out from those people over there that one of these cars has been here for 3 nights. You lied to me. And I actually don't know how we got it, but I was like, I just remember saying to them, to my friends, I was like, I bet her name is Marge. And then they were like, that's so true. And we were like, have you ever met a good Marge? And we were like, I've never met a good Marge. And then it just kind of eventuated from there, and we called everyone Marges. And then I've brought that to my friends at Newcastle as well.
And now it's a thing on this show where basically if you're a bit of a dickhead, you get Marge of the week. And obviously it doesn't take much. It could be the weather. It could be the pimples on my face. It could be the week that I had at work. Could be the next person that we're about to talk about. So thank you for sending in that question. And I hope that clarifies what a Marge is for everyone, because that is something that's here to stay.
Not about Marge Simpson from that question. We don't. No,
Marge Simpson is a lovely lady. She's a lovely lady. She's a fantastic. Yeah, she's beautiful. But a bit of a Marge is someone that we're about to discuss. And the last question that we got sent through. So Tyrone May sacked by the Panthers. So what's your view on the sacking?
Good riddance.
I was about to say the same fucking thing. I say good riddance, bruh. See you later. Yeah, I don't know. I just think he's a Marge.
He is a Marge. Like, what was the whole initial incident with him? Was it like a sexual assault
It was like sexual
or
assault.
filming someone without consent?
Filming without consent, and then
Which is just Marge moves all around. Like, that's piggy
it's not
vibes.
even Marge move. It's like low dog act, like terrible. Like I'm pretty sure I read that like the judge was like, this is not acceptable or dismissible in like any sort of like area of court. That is the lowest of the low, and just because you are an NRL player, no, you should not be getting away with shit like that. That's horrible.
No, exactly right. It's terrible. And also, I think it was also kind of fun because he kind of went through that whatever, and I think he semi got through it. But then after the grand final, he posted being like, you know, everyone wrote me off and everyone was, you know,
everyone threw dirt at me, and now I've like quoted Drake or something. He's like, everyone threw dirt at me, and now that soil has like let me grow. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
I'm like,
you played
babe,
for like...
we didn't throw dirt at you. You freaking filmed someone without consent and threw dirt at yourself.
And he played like absolute dog shit in the grand final. I think he had like...
I actually don't rate him as a player at all.
No, I don't rate him as a player at all. I hope he doesn't get another NRL contract at all. Like just purely off his Marge moves. Like that's fucked up. Like you shouldn't be doing that.
He's just like one of those players that you're like, wouldn't care if they're not in the side. He's not that good. Plus he's doing dog shit like that. So I'm like, no one cares about you. You know what? What always wigs me out, the fact that like obviously the Clearys are close with him because he's dating Cleary's sister, good friends with Nathan
Ivan
Cleary.
Can't be happy about that.
That's what I was saying. I was like, and I think Ivan was kind of backing him. I was like, surely you're not allowing your daughter to date this piglet.
Fucking oath. That is a piglet move. I don't know. He's just
we say good riddance. I'm glad he got sacked and he should have got sacked. The fact he still sees that situation as people throwing dirt on him when I'm like, you did that or yourself?
You filmed a chick without asking her. Like, in what universe is that okay? Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what goes through some people's heads, and to be honest, I don't really care. But no, I thought I saw it coming. I knew I just felt it in me waters. I didn't think that he'd be staying on, and I'm glad he's not, because if obviously Penrith want to be this powerhouse club, they don't need that kind of shit sort of like lingering in the background as well. And to be honest, I hope he doesn't fucking pick up another NRL contract either.
The sad thing I've seen though is I think Nathan Cleary's come out in support of him, and I'm like, Nath, like just leave him. Don't
fucking do that, bro.
No, get rid of him. I think that's all our listener questions.
I think it is. Thank you guys for sending them through. Thanks for sending your
We
topics.
love answering them. Thank you so much for sending them through.
It's a little bit of fun at the end of the show, and like we said, we don't care if it's serious, footy related, cricket related, Marge related. If you need to understand some of the dribble that like we speak, like I know I don't speak perfect English. It took me like 3 shows to get adaptogen. Adaptogen. I can't even still say it. So any questions or queries or anything that you have that you would like our opinion on, we're more than happy to answer it. Again, we want to thank Dr. V for sponsoring the show. Love your drinks, love your products. Make sure you check them out on Instagram. Head over to their website. Are you going to say something?
I've also got one more thing to say. I probably should have put it as my Marge, but I smashed my phone to the shit house this week.
Oh, down the bottom. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was no cracks at all. And up the top, it's everywhere. Anyway, we've spoken at length about how shit my phone is, and now it's just shitter. So here we are.
But actually saying that, I don't know, because I always take my phone in the shower to listen to like music and podcast. But I don't know whether I'm getting like water damage from it, or maybe it's just like the pot lines have fucked it up. That wouldn't surprise me as well. But like, I don't know, like my phone keeps like freezing as well. So again, if Apple wants to reach out and sponsor this show and hook us up with some phones, that would be super ideal, because we can't do this without, like, we're both running this off MacBook Airs. So if we could get 2 iPhones, they don't have to be whiz bang, whatever. We don't need anything flash or fancy. Look, we'll take the flash fancy ones, but we're just true blue dinky dye, bring home to your mum good blokes. We just want something that's going to get us through, and just something that we're going to be able to put our notable mentions on the notes section without getting glass in our fingers.
Yeah, I'd also like one that can make calls.
Oh yeah, Peter can't make calls as well, so
that'd be nice.
So that would be also lovely. I think we've actually made good time for tonight, Petey. I think it's good. I was half expecting it to be like 8 o'clock by the time this was done. I might even get a chance to give this a little edit. I'm going to go and cook my dinner, my fucking healthy dinner, which I'm not looking forward to. Might even try and get this up tonight for you absolute legends. Guys, can you please share this? If you get this far, thank you so much for listening. Can you please share this on your story? Take a screenshot, or you can share it straight from Spotify to your stories. Please give us a follow on Instagram, or just like fucking recommend it to a friend. We're in the talks between Peter and myself about potentially releasing merch early next year. We haven't decided on what it is or what we want, or even if we can be bothered to do it. But
we might put up a post and see if we got more merch, who would be keen.
Yeah, who would be keen, and like what would you want? Because obviously, like, we know what we want, but if we're gonna get fucking 50 things sent in, we don't want 50 fucking pairs of swimmers that you and I are just only gonna wear. Because I don't have 50 friends, so we're like, well, you have to wear these now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that's us for another week. Like we said, we'll put the polls up. What's it called? The questions up. We might even do it twice a week, just so it's a little bit of a friendly reminder. And if you've got any topics that you want us to discuss or whatever, like, we've got heaps of shit we can talk about, but if there's anything that you guys want us to discuss, especially in this off season, that isn't sport related, it can be sport related, we don't care. We will literally talk about anything. It's just like me and Petey being at the pub on Sunday afternoon, Merryweather Bowling Club. We might even make a reel when we link back up, because I haven't done it.
Let's do it. Let's do
a reel. Let's do it. All right, Pete. Well, we better finish with your favorite song in the whole entire world. It was great to see you, and thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough.